So looking at the product of powers property, again, to multiply powers having the same base, keep the base and add the exponent. So you're going to fill out your notes section with this. So the examples a to the m times a to the n would be a to the m plus n. Works the same with numbers. 3 to the second times 3 to the 7th is 3 to the 2 plus 7, which is 3 to the 9, because 2 plus 7 is 9. So looking at the different examples, we've got 4 to the 3rd times 4 to the 5th, so 3 plus 5 is 8. Feel free to pause this and try them and then come back and check your work. So y to the 4th times y to the 5th times y to the 6th. We've got 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. So y to the 15th. C is 6 to the 2nd times 6 to the 1st. So remember I talked about how if you don't see it, it's really a 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 3 to the 1st power times negative 3 to the 7th. Those are in parentheses because the base itself is negative. We are repeating the multiplication of negative 3. So it's negative 3 to the 1 times negative 3 to the 7th. So that's negative 3 to the 8th. 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 8th. 2 to the 11th. And then x to the 1 times x to the 2nd times x to the 3rd times x to the 4th. We've got 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So the key here is to not forget that whenever those you don't see the exponent, it really is a 1 there. All right, moving on to the quotient of powers property. To divide powers having the same base, subtract the exponent. So a to the m divided by a to the n is a to the m minus n. Now, a cannot be equal to 0. And that would be because if a was 0 down here, that would be dividing by 0, and dividing by 0 is undefined. So this works for all any number that's except for 0. So 3 to the 7th divided by 3 to the 5th, 7 minus 5 is 2. So again, feel free to pause the video and work them out, and then come back and check your answers. 4 to the 7th divided by 4 to the 4th, 7 minus 4 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, and you can write that as 8 to the 1st or just 8. 5 to the 3rd times 5 to the 1 divided by 5 to the 5. So we have to do the multiplication first, so 3 plus 1 is 4, and then divided by 5, so 4 minus 5 is 5 to the negative 1. And then we have 1 divided by x to the 7th times x to the 4th. So this means that this has a denominator of 1. So 1 times x to the 4th is x to the 4th, and x to the 7th times x times 1 is x to the 7th. So now we have 4 minus 7, which is negative 3. So negative 7 to the 5th divided by negative 7 to the 5th, we've got 5 minus 5, which is 0. So we can write it as negative 7 to the 0 power. And then we have 2 to the 2nd over 2 to the negative 8. 2 minus negative 8 is 2 plus 8. So that's 2 to the 10th for our final answer. Now that's all we're going to fill out for today. So make sure you keep a hold of this packet and that you bring it back, as this will be kind of like your reference sheet for your exponent rules, and we'll talk about some more rules next class period. You're going to then now move on in the module to look at your homework and your IXL, and make sure you pick up a handout from the sub for the homework, and that you're doing the front side, which is a copy of the book page, as well as the back side. Do the best on them that you can. If you're unsure, go back to the video and rewatch something, or you can always look it up by the specific power in Khan Academy. That's a great video website to look up videos. And then you can always message me in Canvas if you have another specific question. So please stay on task and finish working hard for the rest of the period, and have